Hi there. This is Dr. John Whitcomb talking about glutathione, the most accurate predictor of cognitive decline. Do you know what glutathione is? It's pretty easy. It's 3 amino acids hooked together, one of them having sulfur on it, which is an amino acid that absorbs extra electrons, and 2 of the amino acids are hooked together with an unusual chemical bond, so it's not quite a little protein. It's sort of a protein, but it's got that unusual bond in it. But it's basically 3 amino acids, so you could call it a peptide or a tiny protein that's made slightly differently. Well, the whole story is in that slightly differently because that makes it a magnificent antioxidant. And it works as your fundamental body's antioxidant. It helps you get rid of gunk. But it does more important things than that. It actually also helps protect your mitochondria from reactive oxygen species, and it helps keep your mitochondria safe. So that plays a big role in your brain, because your brain have 5,000 mitochondria per cell, the highest density in your body, because your brain makes a ton of energy. 20% of your body's energy used in 2% of its weight. Okay, and glutathione plays a particularly important role in protecting that. Okay, now how do we get to cognitive decline? Well, if it plays such a big role in protecting our mitochondria, maybe glutathione would play a role in cognitive decline. Let's see if it does. And so here's a study from Emory University, 511 adults, some 64% of them were women. And they had a whole raft of cognitive functions done and a bunch of blood tests and glutathione levels checked. And then followed for 4 or 5 years. That those yearly checks. It turned out that loss of glutathione predicted decline in cognitive function before the decline. So it was a looking forward test. This is huge. What's important is we can now measure glutathione. That's a new finding. And we can actually do it. So it's available to us. The blood test is there. And if you're worried about cognitive decline, you probably should be measuring your own glutathione. But you can take glutathione too. And now it is actually relatively easy to manufacture. And we can give it IV. We're learning how to give it intranasally. It doesn't survive your gut very well when you take it orally. So it has to be put in special kind of capsules or little ways of absorbing it special. But you can get glutathione through taking the compound called NAC, N-acetylcysteine. And N-acetylcysteine are those first 2 amino acids plugged together in that unusual bond, which is a supplement over the counter. And N-acetylcysteine has been around for 50 years. When I was an internal medicine resident, it came out as the first drug to completely prevent Tylenol overdose. Prior to that, Tylenol overdoses killed people with liver failure, and suddenly we could guarantee they would survive. That's how powerful N-acetylcysteine is. But it's so benign and so safe that it's been made over the counter. It's certainly safer than aspirin or Benadryl or any of the other toxic drugs we sell, or Tylenol. You'll never get a Tylenol overdose, and you'll never get liver failure if you take NAC with it. But you should be on NAC, 1 gram a day, because that raises your glutathione level all by itself. So 2 things you can do. You can start taking NAC. 2, you can get your glutathione measured and see where you are and see where it does. And then if your glutathione's low, see what happens when you take more NAC. That's what I'm doing. In fact, I had high levels of toxins because I have a missing gene to make glutathione. And I gave myself IV glutathione for 6 months, and all my toxins went to normal levels, less than 5%. So you could do that too. So Dr. John Whitcomb, glutathione, wonderful drug, best predictor of cognitive decline. We should all know ours.